Guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I am so glad you're here. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea. Let's have some cringe and a discussion about what's going on here. You guys, over on Patreon, I was asked to talk about this video that had come out. Do you remember in 2021 about Melissa McCarthy and Meghan and all the cringe and the tea party and all that? And then you got the idiot juggling outside the window. So I went through it and I ended up having so much fun. I wanted to share some of my findings over here. Now, it's going to be a little different over here because I cannot. On the Patreon, I played the video, I reacted to it, but they have music on it, so I can't play it here. But I have still images, and we're going to talk about it. All right, so just a refresher about what this was, and then I want to talk about some interesting updates since all this. All right, let's get into what this thing was. This is courtesy of Express, and I'm just going to read you their explanation so you know what we're dealing with here. That one, I won't say her title, launched the 40/40 project, 40 times 40 project, on her 40th birthday, a scheme which asked 40 of Meghan's friends to give 40 minutes of their time to advise women on how to get back into the workplace. This is the launch video for this project, okay, that I'm reacting to, and it goes on to say, I remember her saying this, they would have a ripple effect. Where have we heard that from? Oh yeah, her word salad. She likes to say things like that. Across the world, as each person asks 40 of their own friends to take part. All right. Now let's talk about the video itself. Okay. So I want to talk about all this. First of all, it pains me that Melissa McCarthy was involved. I really like her on Gilmore Girls. I like her in that movie Spy. I find her pretty funny. So I'm not trying to drag her. All I can think is I wonder if she was like roped in with the idea of a charitable situation or something and then was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. You know, I don't know. Who knows? I don't care. I don't want to focus on that. Here's what I want to focus on. Meghan, because she's making the focus on, say it with me, Meghan. Let's talk about a couple of weird things going on in this video. Now, first of all, the initiative itself. Okay. It was for her 40th birthday. And yes, there's definitely disputes over her birthday. I know. You can leave me all the comments of how old you think she is. It's fine. I'm going by what her brother says in the interview. And so I'm just go with me here. Okay. So she was 40 in 2021. That's when this initiative launched. All right. So for her birthday, at first, it sounds like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, charitable thing, cool. Celebs do that. I'm not even begrudging her of that, the idea, whatever, it's fine. But then when you really start looking, that's not what it appears to me to be. To me, it's a way to say, look at me, it's my birthday, first of all. Second of all, just the idea. So the idea, again, was that you spend 40 minutes with a woman who's re-entering the workforce after all the, craziness of 2020, and then carrying over into 2021. Again, okay, fine. Good idea in theory, but I think it falls apart because what do celebrities know about going to interviews? They specifically talk about, maybe you can help them prepare for an interview, rejoining the workforce, that sort of thing. What do celebrities know about interviews? What are we talking about here? Meghan herself, didn't she say, like, besides working in that ice cream shop, that there's even dispute if she worked there? I don't care. But what does she know about interviews? She openly talks about in video clips I've seen, like, lying her way into things. I think SAG was one of them. I can't remember. Whatever it was, she explains it. That's where we get the "I was such a fraud" kind of thing, right? And that clip. But I'm just saying, like, what does she know about interviews? So how is she going to help anybody? She's making the whole thing about herself. What else is new? So how could she possibly help somebody else that's been down on their luck and dealing with real things? How can any of these celebrities help? I'd say, I said in the Patreon video, I'll say, here, put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? If you're a celebrity, maybe give to or help somebody get back on their feet if you want to do that. Or donate some clothing to help somebody, go to a job interview, that sort of thing. I don't know. I just find this whole idea so weird. But then as I was breaking it down, I was really thinking about it. I'm like, no, this is just a way to name drop 40 celebrities and tie Meghan back to it. What do I mean? Okay, so in the I can't remember now. I think it was in some sort of official Archewell thing. She ties herself to Adele. She says people like Adele and I don't remember. It was like Hillary Clinton, somebody like that, will be taking part in this project. But we never heard that from Adele. Um, it's more of a speculation like Adele could be involved. And I find that so weird, except for it's just Meghan's MO. She does it's like this. She was putting her name in the same sentence as Prince Harry before they were even dating in hopes, again, allegedly, hopes that her name would be tied to Prince Harry's. She did that with Ellen and the dog. She put out a tweet about, thank you, Ellen, for your advice. Because of you, I got the dog, right? And then Ellen years later says, I don't remember this. I suspect, in my opinion, it's because it didn't happen. She just knew that Ellen probably, and I can't stand Ellen. I'm not standing up for Ellen, but I'm just saying Ellen probably didn't run her own social media. She wouldn't clap back on something like that, especially something that has a positive spin, like getting a dog. She's not going to say, I didn't say that. She's just probably going to go along with it. And then years later, when it comes out, she's, again, not going to say, what are you talking about? She's just going to be like, yeah, great. I'm glad you got the dog, right? But it's a trick that Meghan does to tie her name to people. So my thought on this is she's celebrating her own birthday and making a big deal about it. She's tying her name to 40 celebrities, including people like Adele. I keep going back to Adele, like these big names to try to tie herself to it to make herself seem more important. But don't worry, the weirdness keeps going. Look at this picture. So here she is. This is for the video, taken directly from the video. Do you see what that is on her desk up front and under her laptop? Her book. So it's just another advertisement for the book. It's an advertisement for herself. All right, let me draw your attention to this. Now, Angela 11, who I enjoy very much, her take on Harry and Meghan, at the time she tweeted out this, saying, anyone else think that Meghan and her friend Melissa were mocking the Queen in the birthday video? Both holding old-fashioned cup and saucer like Meg used in her blog after first meeting with the Queen. Melissa sipping from the cup, wearing fancy hat and gloves, ? Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Why would she do this if there was so much hurt and pain and all this? To me, it probably is that. I think Meghan loved to try to dig at the royal family, especially Her Majesty the late Queen. So probably some of that. But also, I think it reinforces her ties back to the UK. And it's not that she cares about the UK, but I'm saying, like, remember, I'm faux royalty, that sort of thing. Remember who I married. I'm a feminist. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to draw your attention to, and again, thank you, Patrick, for sending me this and kind of showing me this, because I remember this video. I do not remember this part. At about a minute into the video, Melissa starts talking about yachts and yacht parties. And then they have this weird image of Meghan looking off to the side. At first, I was hoping that it was a dig, but I don't think that's what it is. I have a new opinion. You know what I think it is? I think she's trying to rewrite history again, or trying to change the Google algorithm, if you will. Go with me on this journey. So, allegedly, about the Meghan and the yacht stuff, right? You've heard the rumors, So, by Melissa saying yachts, yacht party, and including Meghan in this, I just suspect that it was trying to change that if you search Meghan and yachts and all that, that they were hoping that this would be what would come up. Maybe diverting attention. Just my opinion, just my thought, but yeah, we've seen her do shady shit like this before, so why not? And for the cringe heard around the world, you have Doofus outside the window. He's juggling. And so what are we doing here? What's going on? You got the dog inside next to you, like cozy, and then you got Doofus outside in the yard lifting his leg on a tree. I don't know what he's doing, but he's pretending to juggle. What I think is it's meant to be, I don't know, like, look how down to earth we are. But I also get the feeling, I'm just speculating, she seemed annoyed. I think she was annoyed that he stole attention for a second. That's what she does. It's the same. And we just saw it recently when he was walking ahead of her in Canada. She seemed annoyed that he was getting the attention and walking ahead of her. So she was like clenching her jaw and stuff. I felt like she seemed annoyed here that the camera focused on Harry for a second. I don't know. I just get this weird feeling about this whole moment. It makes me cringe so hard. Go back to the initiative itself. So it's meant to help women. And again, I ask, what about the parks? You had your chance to help women there and you couldn't do it, you and your stupid husband. So what about the parks? We're not going to let that go. But also, how is you blowing out your own birthday cake candle on camera helping women? She's doing this, again, I go back to, it seems to me like she's doing this for attention for herself under the guise of helping women. It's the same as buying an award. It's under the guise of helping women and throwing out words like feminist and humanitarian, but no actual works of service. Now, that leads me into, I was very curious, hey, whatever came of this project? Well, you can imagine. Dun, dun, dun. U.S. Sun reports it was a mega bust. I like that name very much. Mega bust. Meghan Markle's 40th birthday campaign quietly dropped after Duchess, I don't say her title, that one, launched her 40 times 40 project. I don't know if it's meant to be pronounced 40 by 40, whatever it is. That project, it was a bust. Nothing happened. It was just quietly dropped. So it was a way to put out an advertisement for herself, but then nothing was followed up with. Where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah, every project they pick up. Lazy effing grifters. Lazy effing grifters on the, I don't know, charitable front as well, it sounds like to me. So here it is, same article. You can see that, again, they're putting Adele and Stella McCarthy as people that were supposedly involved in this. But then no actual, I followed back up to look up if Adele ever said anything. She doesn't. I don't know that she actually was. I feel like her name was just dropped. All they have to do is say, well, somebody asked, and then they can include her name in the article. Does it mean that she actually reached out to Adele? I don't believe she did. I think it's more, well, maybe she did to try to become friends with Adele, but I'm saying I think it's just more of the name drop thing. And interesting, I'm surprised she didn't name drop Beyonce in this one. Maybe she was afraid Beyonce would actually respond, and she was playing the game hoping that Adele would not. I'm not sure. I'm spitballing here, but I get such a weird vibe off of all of this. So yeah, a couple months later, it sounds like it says the team haven't updated the scheme. I like that they call it a scheme. The schemes page on the Archwell website, and then after that, Angela Levin was reporting that she believes it had been canceled. Well, yeah, I think so too. Because did they just not have interest? I mean, I don't know. I just wonder if people were already not wanting to associate with her. I'm not sure. I feel like they just don't have the follow through, the work ethic to see something like this through. And why not just, if you're trying to draw emphasis on your age or your birthday or whatever, trying to get attention for yourself, just donate $40,000. That is attention. And I literally wouldn't have anything to say about that because it's not, well, I probably would, but no, it's not. You know, if she did things on the up and up, what could we say about that except for great, give to charity, great, help women, actually do it, great. That's not what this is. This is another look at me. Before I let this go, I want to read you this part of the article. It says, you're not going to tell people how to do an interview in such a short time. If someone's low or depressed, you can't do that in 40 minutes. It's not real. It's totally unrealistic is what they're saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. To me, it was more about almost like, how people get hell-bent on using an acronym, even if it doesn't make sense. It's using 40 and trying to make it make sense to draw attention to herself, but it's not realistic. It's not a thing. It just doesn't, I keep saying it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It was destined to fail for so many reasons, but especially once Harry and Meghan got involved with it. Well, guys, I'm going to leave this here. This was fun to revisit. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As more things like this happen and we revisit things, I'll talk about it. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Do you recall this initiative? Are you shocked that it failed? I'm not. Are you disappointed in Melissa McCarthy? That's my biggest takeaway. I really am. I don't expect anything different from Harold and Fraud, but Melissa, do better. Thank you guys so much for being here. You know it means the world to me. I really appreciate it. If there's a story like this, if there's a follow-up story, something like that that you want me to react to, please leave it in the comments below. I welcome it. Thank you for being here, for hitting the thumbs up, all the things that help the channel. You know I appreciate it so much. If you want to further support, there's 2 ways to do it. We do have the merch. Recollections may vary. Make it make sense. Not bloody likely. We have all kinds of stuff. And of course, the newest one, caffeinated and feisty. Thank you to all who have picked that up. I'm loving it so much, and I hope you are too. Also, we have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can become an executive producer if you're interested, but also where you can find all the bonus episodes, deep dives, all kinds of stuff. We really have a good group over there. We have a lot of fun. So I encourage you to check that out if that's something you're interested in. But as always, thank you so much for being here, for watching, for supporting. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care. Bye-bye.